Hey everybody, I haven't made a video in a little bit of time. I'm still coming off of the high of wrestling in Manila and having such a great reaction, working hands on with the people at the Beat Studio, using their equipment, making the videos, collaborating. All of that is great, but I'm also still coming off of the disappointment of my experience with the Gymage um, online training platform. Now, as you know, I anticipated a problem with my Wi-Fi connection because that's what happens here in the Philippines. It's just the way it is. And I mentioned it to them and they said, no big deal. And guess what? I had a problem, but I also anticipated possible solutions. And I had two options, one of them involving an expensive upgrade of my entire internet package. And when it got to that point, that's exactly what I did. Only then did I realize that I have not been sent a schedule for the upcoming training sessions for the week by Gymage. And when I asked about it, I didn't get an answer from anyone for 2 days. It's in a general chat room that's designed for the trainers to be able to ask the staff questions. After 2 days, I got a response in that group that said, all the schedules have been sent out individually, which is not how they've done it up until that point. So I didn't want to create any unnecessary tension or drama or even just take up space in that chat feed. So the person who sent that, who is one of the staff, one of the owners, management, whatever term you want to use. So I messaged him and said, I haven't received it. Should I be concerned? And I didn't get an answer from him. So I reached out to two more people on the staff, the head scheduler and the Filipino representative who translates, let's say, all of the schedules from California time to Filipino time so it's easier for us to follow. And that's when I got a message back from the first guy who said, well, we didn't know how to tell you this, but we're not going to use you anymore because your Wi-Fi is not good enough. And I said, well, I told you that. You said it was okay. I offered solutions to the problem, and you didn't give me a chance. And he said, well, since you harassed all of the staff, I said, I didn't harass. I asked you a question in private to avoid any kind of unnecessary conflict or drama. And you chose not to answer it. I asked the schedulers because they would know why I'm on the schedule or why I'm not on the schedule. That's three people. Again, you said I harassed the entire staff. Now, I know for a fact that there's at least 10 people on the staff. So in your mind, 3 is the same thing as 10. And it's not. So if you didn't want to use me, you should have told me in the first place. Or when you came to the conclusion that the problem wasn't good enough, you should have notified me then. I shouldn't have had to do my own research. I shouldn't have had to investigate to find out that I'm no longer working for you. You should have been professional, and you should have been enough of a man to tell me that you are reneging on your initial statement that, don't worry, I'm sure your internet is fine. We all make mistakes. You could have just admitted it, but you decided to hide like the coward that you are. Yes, Mike, you are a coward. And I was upset about this because I enjoyed working for the platform. It was very different from any of the other platforms that I worked for. And quite frankly, the salary was good. You paid me well on time, which doesn't always happen in the online platform world. And I saw, while you have many talented trainers who know what they're doing, most of them have the personality of a piece of cardboard. I'm an entertainer. I'm a character. I get people going. I don't just demonstrate. And that's a big mistake as far as I'm concerned on your part. The one entertaining trainer you had, you didn't give a chance to. Not smart business, Mike. No. No. So anyway, that's the juxtaposition. The joy of wrestling, the joy of being at the Beat Studio, and the completely unprofessional treatment at the hands of Jim Itch. Now, unfortunately, my personality is the negative. I focus on the negative instead of all the great things that are going on. But as I've done in the past, I decided to use this negativity to fuel me, to get me through my workouts, to get me through the diet. When times are tough, just remember what Jim Itch did to me, how they made me feel, and prove them wrong. Everyone says, the best revenge is living a good life. Sometimes the best revenge is revenge. And then, in turn, will give me a good life. So yes, success is good, and I'm definitely going to get it. But to stomp you into the ground at the same time will make me feel that much better. So thank you for being unprofessional. Thank you for being a coward. Thank you for being a liar. So, it's Thursday. I started Monday with chest and triceps and going back to the heavyweight again. Now, I tried doing the heavyweight the previous week. And on my last set, my heaviest set, I was only able to get 1 rep out. No, check that too. But this week, I got 3. Now, this is a big step backwards because remember, I was doing 6 reps at that same heaviest weight. But then I had the injury, and then I had the house guest, and then I had the travel. And the intense heat here is not making things any easier. So at least I'm going back in that right direction. Every other exercise that I did that day, whether it was chest or triceps, was the same amount of weight, the same amount of reps. But I'm not settling for that. You know, or you should know, that I believe in progressive overload. And that is always doing better than last time, to make it a simple definition. Whether it's weight, whether it's reps, whether it's rest, any of that, whether it's diet. And that's where my spite for Jim Itch will definitely push me to the next level. So then Tuesday, I did back and biceps. Great workout. Excellent. Everything was the same or heavier with room to increase. In fact, I have to fight the temptation to increase it the next workout because I like to do the increases every week as opposed to every workout because I do each workout twice a week. It'll just get confusing if I change it randomly like that. So only the first workout of each week. Yesterday, things got a little hectic. For good reasons, nothing worth sharing. So I took a bike ride in the morning, but then I didn't do my shoulders and leg workout. Now, shoulders and legs for me are kind of an interesting thing because 9 times out of 10, I end up breaking that into 2 separate exercises, whether I do it shoulders in the morning and legs in the evening, or because Thursday is my off day, I'll do shoulders on Wednesday evening and legs on Thursday evening. So either way, I'm getting it in. So I don't have a rest day per se in most situations, but I am getting the same amount of workouts over 7 days as I would over 6. And I'm resting the other muscle groups, so I think that's good. Same thing with Sundays. It's shoulder leg day. So I'll usually do shoulders in the early afternoon and then do legs in the evening with a cardio in the morning. So I get to everything, and by Monday, everything's all worked out. So I did shoulders today. I went back to the military press. I had stopped doing that, honestly, because of the difficulty. And I had switched to front raises. But now I went back to the military press, and I'm going to keep doing that because that's going to give me as strong as possible, as muscular as possible, as fast as possible. So I'm using that spite once again for an exercise that I don't necessarily enjoy, and it aggravates pre-existing injuries. But I'm not going to let that be an excuse to me. 0 excuses ever. Lead by example. I'm going to be doing a little bit of an overhaul on my online training business practices. Nothing severe, no price increases. On some options, I'm going to put a time limit on it. For example, if I design an exercise or a diet plan or the combination, rather than being accessible 24/7 forever, it's going to be in 3-month periods. You can achieve a lot in those 3 months. I can tweak as much as possible in those 3 months. I can review. I can provide videos. I can watch your videos. I can do so much in those 3 months. It's really not fair to expect me to do that forever, because you should be changing your program in 3 months. So if you wish to do that, you can either buy an extension. It's like an extended warranty, I guess. Or you can just start again from scratch. I think that's more than fair. Also, no services provided to anyone prior to receiving payment. There are 3 people right now who owed me money. They've taken advantage of my kindness, and they've ruined it for everybody else. I'm a trusting person by nature, but, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, I'm an effing moron. So that's not going to happen anymore. Sorry. Blame them. I'll give you their names if you want, and you can message them and tell them that they ruined it for everybody. So I will go to the store today. I am 2 kilograms heavier than I want to be with everything that's been going on. Just an excuse, not an acceptable excuse. No excuse is acceptable. It's been so hot at the store that I've been eating. I don't see the correlation, but I've been eating more than ever at the store to counteract boredom, the heat, staying awake. And you know what? I'm just going to have to put my foot down. I'm just going to have to say no. And if that means distracting myself by drinking more coffee, okay. If it means writing my book, no problem. Playing with my granddaughter, of course. Whatever it takes to keep me from eating more than my pre-designated meals. I don't want to be one of those guys who comes online and tells you what to do, but I do something different. So I have to really focus to be a role model, to lead by example, to practice my commitment to consistency, staying positive, staying strong within reason, because sometimes spite is a good thing, at least it is for me, and of course, 0 excuses accepted ever, and that applies 24/7. I know it's easy for me to say, it's easy for you to listen, but just follow up on me, hold me accountable if you want. That's why I make these videos. Speaking of these videos, I'm up to 1,699 subscribers on YouTube. And I've been stuck there for a couple of days. I want to get 1,700. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Also, I just opened up a TikTok channel, mostly for my wrestling character, Afam Steve. And I'm at that same level. I've had 149 followers. I've only been on it for 2 weeks, but 150 would be a much better number. So please check me out on TikTok, Afam Steve. It's more of a fun thing, so I hope you enjoy it and realize that it's a character, but it's a popular character. It's doing quite well here in the Philippines. Yes, I am in the Philippines. I get that question all the time. Yes, I'm in the Philippines. And, people, I guessed it. I knew you. Good job, Sherlock. Good job.